I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it? Guess what day it is? Mike. Mike. What day is it, Mike? What day is it, Mike? What day? Uh-oh.
It's Hump Day.
Hump Day! Hump Day! Huh? Anybody?
It's Hump Day.
Guess what day it is? I know you can hear me. Hump Day! Guess what day it is? What day is it, Mike?
Happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump Day!
Get happy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hump day.
When it comes to emotion, makes me start choking, so I sit by the ocean. I spent my last buck on a bottle of whiskey, drunk and broke, sitting here in history. I made my mind up how I'm going, got nowhere to go, don't know where I'm going. I do know one thing that is true, wherever I go, I'm gonna need you, we just can't let each other go now. We're too close to ever slow down. The only one who keeps my chin up when you touch my lips. We're like two dogs stuck cold, cold beer. Don't you ever worry, I am right here. Never live without you. Don't care what I amount to. No, talking about cold, cold beer. Don't you ever worry. I'm right here. Without you. I'll pick you up, I'll take you home, sit on my couch, turn off my phone, cause I love your taste, love your smell. Who'd have ever thought that we could do so well? Hell, I guess we're meant for each other, so like the microphone and my buddy Bruce Buffer, I can't really express my joy, sort of like a scrap of weed. All's good and value, or I can't take my eyes off you. But you really have thought that I lost you, but now we're back together with a vengeance. Must be my little Irish descendants. It feels pretty good to get this off my chest, even though people saying Jesse's obsessed. Well, maybe I have, maybe you're right. One thing that I know, it was love at first sight. Yeah, cold, cold beer. Don't you ever worry, I'm right here. I never live without you. I wouldn't even want to. Cold, cold beer. Don't you ever worry, I'm right here. Never live without you. You don't care what I'm out to. One more verse. I wish there was more instruments so I could solo, but I'm not gonna write it. Well, I'm sitting on my stoop, feeling kind of lonely. Me and Brenda fighting, so I called up the homies. Goodbyes, busy hanging out in front of Sobeys. There's only one little fella who really knows me. He comes in a little brown bottle of tan, sits in my head till I can barely stand. He's a part of the family, he's part of the team. Took me under his wing when I was just a teen. Every time he comes around, it always takes me back to when I had a fake ID and a little dirt stash. Hit a rope soap, pull and pop, 2 4 wop, pop, pop, top, twist, stop. Tall boy, cold shot beer, cold beer. Don't worry, I'm right here. I never live without you. You don't care what I'm out to. Cold, cold beer, don't you ever worry, I'm right here. I never live without you. I wouldn't even want to. That kid looks just like you.
That's my kid.
Yeah.
Hot, hot, hot like a tamale!
Look at that big ass. Damn. Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Talking. Big booty.
Look at that big ass. Damn. Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Talking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale!
Look at that big ass. Damn. Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Talking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale!
Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass. Big, beautiful ass.
Look at that big ass. Damn. Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Talking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale!
Look at that big ass. Damn. Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Talking. Big booty.
Look at that big ass. Damn. Big juicy booty. Look at that big ass.
Talking. Hot, hot, hot like a tamale!
Captain's log, stardate 5591.2. The crew of the Enterprise is ready for some well-deserved rest and recreation. The way I feel about you, too, my dear friend Spock.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Anybody? Anybody? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day! Anybody? Uh-oh. Hump day! Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what today is? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day!
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm omerglitch, and it is Hump Day. So grab yourself a little brewski, and let's have a cold one. Let's go ahead and bring everybody else on here. Let's see here. How do I do this again? There we go.
Happy Hump Day.
There we go. Happy Hump Day. There's more to the intro, but I think I'll spare everybody all the rest of that. It was fun though. Trying to be like the cool kids.
Some of those were good though.
Oh, thank you. I tried.
The cold beer was good.
Yeah, thanks.
Should I?
Yeah,
send...
that's a nod to Kelsey Shannon. He's a total badass, and I stole it from him.
Oh, okay.
Good to see you, Peter. Thanks for sending your Uzi, Susie, Ashcan, and your Wolfpack cards to me. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Omer wanted to see your ash can, so I pulled it out.
Oh yeah.
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 We got some more of those going out, so both of you guys will get issue 2 and the new printing of issue 1.
Cool.
So
That's kind of you.
with,
Thank you.
with updated trading cards. So
That's awesome.
but yeah, guys, happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for coming on, Pete. Thanks for coming on, Rex. I did send the link to Shadow. He might be in bed.
Okay.
I don't know. I sent it to him on Insta because he doesn't check X.
Right. Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
I do see him on Insta a little bit more. Now,
I mean, he's on X, but he doesn't really use it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me double check the link I sent to him because maybe it's not good.
He's actually got 2 accounts over there.
Nice.
One backs and talks, but
he
talks back.
Yeah, so what's on everyone's mind? When does Creature Commandos premiere? Is that tonight? Is that the 5th for Max?
Well, I don't have Max, and I haven't been keeping up with what's that, DC?
Yeah, DC Creature Commandos. I need to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm just. That's one of those things I am curious about.
I hope it's good.
Right? Yeah, I mean that's right. Always the baseline. It needs to be good. Yeah, it's the 5th, so it should be maybe at midnight or by morning. It'll be live. But
Well, Creature Commandos, you would think they could have a light showing of that because it is sort of like a creature feature, right? You could go light with something like that and probably be okay. Kind of makes sense with the creatures.
I got to bring this guy on real quick. He's my here's our mascot. It's Glitch, the action figure. Look at that guy.
Is that a indie figure or is that your own figure?
That's my figure. That's my character.
That's his custom figure.
I think I saw that. Is that like on the header for one of your accounts?
Probably, yeah.
I think so.
I think it's on my X.
Okay, yeah. It kind of reminds me of there's an old Spider-Man villain that is like silver with goggles, and he's like a speedster. And I'm forgetting his Rex. I don't know if you might know his name.
Well,
it's like Slider. Maybe?
That sounds right. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. He's got like a blue visor.
I think so. Yeah. Hold up. Because I literally haven't thought about this character for 100 years.
Yeah,
he's not on a skateboard, is he?
No, that's Rocket. Isn't that Rocket Racer? It's this guy right here.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Slider. So he kind of looks like that. A tinge of it.
Can you show me his face? Can you up his face there?
Yeah. See.
Yeah. I don't know. He's sort of around the Spider Island type, more recent character, isn't he?
Well, no, because his first appearance is 272 for Amazing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right here. Yeah.
Was he called Slider?
I think it's Slide. SLYDE with an exclamation point.
Okay. And what issue number was that again? I got to get that thing.
272.
272. Okay.
And I only remember it because at one time that was like my only Amazing issue. Like that was the only Spider-Man issue I had at one point. And then here we're drawing. We're working on. We're going to do.
Look at the mascots. Bring out the mascots.
Yeah, Ohm requested a Pike and Crypt mashup piece here. So that's what we're working on. Which I should be to the inking stage soon.
I should do one too, but I really want to color your Uzi Susie here. Now her skin is blue, is that right, or is that her hair? Her skin's
Her
pink.
hair blue, and she's I guess she's like, wait, hold up. Did I ever like color her? I don't think I have. I know she's got blue hair. She might have like Marge Simpson blue hair and then like pink skin.
Yeah, because on your website.
Oh right. I got stickers. I got 2 of these left. So she's like blue. If you can see that, like blue with like bright pink skin. Like that's a little tough to see, but yeah, I only have 2 of these left, and then the issue 2 will have a new batch. Oh yeah, and I think I have like her poster. I did color her. Guys, I'm just gonna. I've had a little bit of a crazy day again, and I don't have my my scruples.
Yeah,
it's all good, Pete. It's all good.
Oh, I think it's right here, like this right here. See?
Yeah.
Like pink skin, bright blue hair.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That showed up good.
She's all hanging out, bro.
Yeah. It's like Uzi's like she's like a I don't know, dude. The book itself is a little bit like just like a teenage fantasy. Just how like kids talk and the stuff you would draw in like middle school. Like that was like a big motivation for that character.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's a part of my rock and roll dream.
Yeah. And then let's see here. Yeah, and then underneath here we have a this was going to be a sequence for I don't know. This was part of a sequence I had for Devil Flyer Rex. This right here. And, yeah, and the whole idea was that Devil Flyer encounters like the supervillain. His wife died of mosquitoes because they carried this disease. Right. So the husband goes crazy and starts like torching things, essentially trying to like kill all the mosquitoes. So it's a little bit of your like, you know, last time we spoke, it was like, you know, I know we spoke about your day job one time.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought that was a great position for a villain. So I would, you know, I don't know
incorporating life into comics, right? It's a reflection.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I just like he needs like more of a hook to like what sets him off. I think, and I gotta design him. I'll probably design the villain tonight. So Rex might get transformed into a comic book character tonight.
Oh, have you seen Rex's here I did this creation of one of Rex's characters. It's called the Mighty Battle Brick. Look at that.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that. Is that a peaceful protest brick?
No, he's usually used as a blunt object.
Okay, just to bludgeon people.
Yes.
What's his biggest nemesis, Rex? We came up with it earlier.
What is his biggest nemesis?
One of them is Cocaine Brick.
Okay. All right.
Cocaine Brick.
No, we came up with another. You came up with another one earlier. I can't remember what it was.
Well, you know, the way I came up with him is Battle Brick Road, you know.
Oh, yeah. Who's that? Is that Mr. Weathers?
That's
Eric Weathers. Yeah.
Eric Weathers.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Have you seen this, Pete? I'm working on a little, like a mini quick script called I Crack Some.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I cracked some. Oh, I.
Based on ISOM, right? Like,
Oh my god.
it's so stupid, but it's kind of funny.
I was kind of like I thought about doing things where I was going to like jump in a little bit deeper on that stuff, but
Yeah.
then like I lost track of it. But the idea was like one of my ideas was if you had like ISOM,
Yeah.
you would just spell it backwards, so it would like be like Mosi,
yeah.
and it would be like a character that kind of was just like this reverse version of ISOM.
Right.
And but then it was like I'm like, oh, let me like read the books to just to be fair. And then I went pretty hard on that that $5 sale.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I gave those books as fair of a shake as you can with anything.
And what do you think?
They're just not there. There's
It's really bad writing.
Right.
Like even if it wasn't a clip art, like the writing's just terrible. It's
Is Eric July writing that?
Yeah.
One of them, and then
He wrote the first one.
I think Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah. He wrote the first two. Chuck Dixon did Alpha Core,
Which was better. It was better.
Yeah, Alpha Core was a little bit better, but it's still kind of like there's just no investment because
all the characters are assholes.
Well, a little bit of that, but it's like they're not like they're making all of these like references and you don't get any scope of like what
they're talking about. Yeah.
And then like when things are supposed to take place and how they're supposed to overlap. And I think if you kind of I think Eric July probably has like segments of his show where he like explains it all. And I think
no, he doesn't. He doesn't, Pete. He doesn't.
Yeah, he does. I don't know, but I don't know. Like, and I've experienced a lot of like universe intro type books,
right?
Where it was kind of
and
like
those don't hit the mark at all.
Properly done, but like more expertly done, like for sure. And
say Valiant.
Yeah, like Valiant, Ultraverse, even Majestic Comics, if you guys remember those ones.
Vaguely, yeah. Vaguely.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, but
too often they jump straight to an origin story. I don't think that's the best type of storytelling. Not that you can't do that, but too often.
Well, ISOM one was not an origin story whatsoever. He didn't even put on the costume till like the last page.
Yeah,
and it was, I don't know, it wasn't there.
Well, I didn't miss anything.
I picked it up.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I would still read like Yara, the Ice Girl. I would still read the Horsey Guy one. I would still read it because I'm always interested in growth. Like I want to see things that that are kind of like at a certain point, and like that's one of those things. Like that's what always like keeps me reading. Like I'll read like a series of books, and like you always hope that the next chapter, the next book,
like you want to see the potential and to when they get to like a really badass event, and it's just like, oh wow, you did it. But it could also never happen too.
Yeah, and and because it's comics and because it's like a new company, you kind of like you have to grade it on the scale. And I still feel like ISOM 1, like what on that scale is a pretty good like point entry for like a creator. I think it's I've read like far worse, far more like indie books. But at the same time, though, like I didn't see a lot of growth between issues like 1 and 2.
But with indie books, like really truly like either an indie book or something underground, there's a certain charm to them, which ISOM didn't even have that charm. Just because it was so mass produced, right? It's so It almost
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I think he really had like the real opportunity with ISOM was issue 2. Like issue 2 is the one where a lot of the issues could have been corrected, and I say issues, and that's like a little bit of a platitude because that's hard to really.
Well, also, they're like 48 pages, aren't?
Like they're
that's a lot of space to cover a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of filler. You know what I mean? Like the when you make a comic and you got 24 pages, like you got to focus on the meat, not the bone and not the fat. It's the meat.
That's right.
You want to have those pages like show as much, unless you're trying to slow down the pace of the story or try to connect or make something emotional. Like you ain't got time for bullshit. Because somebody spent time and hours making those pages. But I guess there's a lot of time for bullshit now, right? Because everybody's doing shitty comics. But I
don't know. I think I'm an outlier when I say comics like usually are shitty. I think in the aggregate, there's, even if you go through like the history of like Marvel comics, there's far, and by shitty I mean like mainstream shitty is still like what the independents would always dream of. So
right.
Like there's like two different scales on that, but no, I just feel like like comic books overall are disposable entertainment, and I think that idea is really what's lost. And if you're a creator, you have to keep that in mind, because you can really screw up a story with one issue or with one panel, and you should be able to correct it in the next issue or the next couple panels.
I will say you're absolutely right as far as comics being a disposable medium, but I don't really think they are disposable anymore. Or I mean, it is, right? Like it is a disposable medium. Never forget about it. But people do forget that, and the prices you're paying don't make it a disposable medium anymore. It makes it a collector's medium.
Yeah, the pricing is really absolutely like horrid.
Right. And go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think like even guys like EVS, it's almost just like, dude, like you could probably make more money streaming and positioning yourself differently, and just really become like a full-time streamer where you just do nothing but get super chats, and then like just almost like give away the comic book like at cost. And because it's just like it's hard to imagine making money off of comics because the yields are so high. Like it's just the volume you need to really do it. There's just a few guys capable of doing it. So at that point, just make a book and just give it away.
No, that's a novel idea, Pete.
Yeah, well, it's maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do 2025. Everything I do will be like free.
Oh
well,
man.
Like I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea, and it would take one of the big guys that's actually made some money, with their first campaigns like that to do that. I think, like your cheap entertainment, disposable entertainment that started with the pulps before comics, and like your penny dreadfuls back in the 19th century. That was cheap entertainment, and we've kind of gotten away from that. Comics were 10 cents for a long time, and then 12 cents during the Silver Age, and then it just kept going up, 15, blah, blah, blah. I started when it was 25 cents. And to a kid, 25 cents is a lot of money, but, that's, if you can, definitely, it doesn't, it's a difference in philosophy. I think, Ethan started out talking about it being like a petite, special item, top of the line.
Yeah. Well, I think
price point, and so that's a different philosophy altogether. But I think, we've gotten away from the thing that, comics are meant to be fairly accessible, cheap entertainment. And, I think we would draw more people in if we could keep that price point more affordable to people and work on the distribution side of it, to get it out to people.
Yeah,
And I think if you have to give free samples, like you say, or something like that, to establish a brand, you definitely could,
Yeah, I mean, like it's almost like even to the point of like back in the day when I did do like comic book shows and like do all that promotion stuff. Like you're almost better instead of like going to Charlotte to do a convention and set up. You might as well just like ship your comics to the convention and have them give out your comics to anyone that walks in. Like when they buy a ticket, you
Right.
get the comic because you're not going to sell enough comics in person. Like you're just not. Like no one, and the people that do, I don't know. I think the people on social that I see say that, I think they're full of malarkey. I think
And
that's cool.
Yeah, that's Shadow's Kiss there. She's sort of like a ninja. Like, you remember the character Whisper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rex, getting to your point where like like the pulps and things like that, like I have to like double check it, but the price of comics with the rate of inflation now should be about, I think they should be like $3.75.
Well, look at Todd McFarlane. He's kept it down to $3. He's only increased it $1 in 20 years.
Yeah.
When it comes to my local comic book shop, I've got a pull list of one book, and it's Spawn. When he expanded out into the Spawn universe, that's all I can afford,
Yeah,
because I've got my own books, to do. And but it's still, and really it was Todd's selling point. I heard him on YouTube, I think it was, or maybe X, I think it was a YouTube thing, where he was making the point that he's only increased and it's only $3. And I'm like, yeah, I can go with that, because Spawn.
But let me ask you this, Rex,
come or
is that
go
the
in
price point?
popularity, it's still collectible,
Is that a price point based on the retail price or on the
cover
production
price? It's $2.99.
Right. Like no, the price of inflation.
Oh, you're talking about what Peter said about the rate of inflation, Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah. I think I think McFarlane is close. But I still feel like, like McFarlane, part of his like shtick is that he's really good in making people believe that he's like a part of the fandom. Like he's one of the leaders. He's where like. Yeah, if when you listen
one
to him,
of us.
Exactly. Yeah. And then like if you listen to him talk, if you listen to Rob Liefeld talk on Observations, it's almost as if like they don't read the new books, they don't know what's happening in them. Every book that they reference is from the early 80s and the mid 70s because they were John Byrne and George Perez like students essentially, or Neil Adams. But I think like McFarlane I think he also knows, because that book was almost like extinct, Spawn. Like Spawn was almost gone.
Right.
And why like a lot of those like mid 200 issues are $20-$30 a piece now, because the print runs were so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's just like I also feel like he knows he cannot push that price point. Like, I don't think he can push it to a $5 price point or a $6 price point, because the Spider-Man, the Black Panther books, the Man of Steel, the Dark Knight books, those books will get the $6 price point. So it's a little bit of like of that, but it's still kind of like the idea of like what is the career in comics. Right, and what does even like I think it's confusing when we even discuss what breaking into comics is anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I don't know, like it's a funny industry right now.
Well, I think the person that can keep the price point down, and I can cite an example, over on Fund My Comic, basically they've got a $5 book and they sold over 200. They did about the same amount as I did on my campaign, charging 25 per book. And then of course you got to put in the domestic shipping, which ups it to 30. So, I'm going for that boutique price. Now, maybe on the next one I won't, but we done about the same, but now he's gotten his book out to over 200 people, where I've got like 62 backers. So if you're looking to plug new readers in, does that lock you into a lower price point, or will they follow you to a higher price point? So do you go large, or do you go small with your price? I think you go enough to cover your cost, and I don't think you will probably cover your cost on your first endeavors. I put way more into it than what I'm going to get back, but hopefully it'll build upon itself.
I think it's really like, if you're like, I think if you make comics hoping to make your money back, hoping to put the time, because even like in your case, Rex, like you have a lifetime of comic book knowledge, right? That's priceless. There you go. Who is that main thing, or is that Bog?
That's Bog. Yeah.
That's Bog. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. This one actually I did on the back of one of the pads I've been working on. They're 4x6. Everybody that backs the books gets a free head sketch of one of my characters.
Oh, cool.
And so I just did
Rex is giving away free head.
One of my one of my female characters, and then I've done a lot of Bogs, Geos, you name it. I'm trying to get a creepy Rex. Yeah.
What's the origin of Bog?
Buy my book and you'll find out. That's going to be in the supplement. Actually, we've got 3 pages. I've shown them on my show. He's Rob Ewing drew those. I was trying to get O'Reilly to work with him, because I've never worked with him. I've worked with Rob, and Rob said, I'll take a stab at it. And he had, within 2 weeks, he had the 3 pages done. So it's like, okay, we're going with Rob. And that was fine with me. I just wanted to get it done, but it was kind of O'Reilly, because he likes barbarians, swords, and sorcery, or, things like that kind of inspired the origin. He's an old Celtic warrior, reanimated in present time, or near, or slightly in the past, but
okay,
you might as well say present time, out of a cemetery. And then in the supplement, I'll pick up the story where Grave Tales, which is a 9-page story that's going to be in Devil Flyer magazine, is where it leaves off, because, and we'll pick that up, and then I'll segue back to the Celtic origins. He's going to meet another character of mine, which is basically a living brain in an android body. He's called Cortex, and he's going to kind of scan Bog's brutish mind for memories of where he came from.
Okay.
He's drawn there in Grave Tales. My sort of cosmic watcher character is called Bystander, and he kind of looks like the Question. He's got a fedora hat and a sort of a fog hat coat and whatnot, and he kind of summons up Bog from the ground. And so there's a big psychic burst of energy there and cosmic energy that draws Cortex there. So we pick up the story in the Bog supplement of him sort of coming across Bog and probing him and getting the origin, backstory out of him, and how he come to be, and then we take it from there. And I'll have a big through the years, a lot of artwork, so I'll throw everything that I've got that's a bunch of it through the years,
Cool.
into the book. We'll see how big it gets. I've been drawing Bog since 2015. So,
oh wow!
But people seem to like him, so we're going to do a supplement along with the magazine, which originally I was going to put the 3-page origin and then segue into the Gray Tail story. But now I can put it in the supplement. That gives me 3 pages. I can possibly 3 or 4 pages, because you have to count by fours,
Right.
If I expand the book, if I don't, it'll give me
and
more.
Rex is going magazine size.
Yeah, it's an anthology, and every story's complete. But I had to sort of do this way to get this Devil Flyer story out of the way, because we kind of did that as a complete story. That's 29 pages by itself, and I said, but that's not enough. 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, I said that's not enough
for Devil Flyer.
It's probably been 3 years. So I started doing these backup stories, and I thought that was great. Actually, Bog was the last one for a long time till I came up with doing the bystander thing. He was actually the last major character that I added to the book in Grave Tales. But I've got John Dillard and Hockey and Tank Ferret and Jay Krager and
AKAPAD.
I've got AKAPAD. I got one piece done by him that'll probably be put up on the campaign here pretty soon.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, everybody loves that piece you did.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, but I'm hoping I'm hoping it works for you. I'm hoping it triggers something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear there's a possible omerglitch trading card.
Oh yeah. We're gonna do a trading card set. I've already got 6 a.m. stickers. I've had him do me 6 or 7, I think 6. And that works out great, because Cortex is going to be in the story with Bog, and I've got a Cortex and a Bog sticker already made. We'll make the Bog sticker as a stretch goal, and the Cortex I'll just give you free when you buy the supplement.
Oh, cool.
And we'll offer digital with that as well, Omer. I'm sure.
Sweet.
But yeah, it's coming along. I'm gonna do I really like how this turned out. I just did this quick on Topic List one time, and I'm gonna have her digitally scan in the color of this cardboard, and all the story's gonna be in toned, without me having to draw it on toned paper. It's gonna be, the panels are gonna be toned like this, with using black and white with grayscale. On cool. Sort of a cardboard background.
Yeah.
To give it a different muddy look, different look.
Yeah, a little bit more character.
Yeah. Originally, and I don't know if I'm going to sideline this or what, but I was going to say, if you're looking at the future, it's done in black and white. If you're looking at the past, it's done in sepia tone. Yes. And if you're looking at the present, it's full color.
Yeah.
I was going to use, and in Grave Tales, I haven't got it spot colored yet, but color's going to play a big part in the story. So it's going to be a mixture. The printers will treat it as a color book when it comes to
Hold on a
printing.
second, Rex. I gotta kick you. So I gotta kick Rex because he kicked me once. So I just want to, make sure he knows what it feels like.
Jeez.
I'm just messing with him. I'm just messing with you, Rex. I just
but
kicked you once because
mid-sentence. Come
you
on,
kicked me. You kicked me. You kicked me.
Yeah.
It's revenge.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, they say.
There you go.
Cold.
But yeah, it's coming along. It's, to me, I need to formulate it in my head, and then once I have the plan, we get it implemented. And
Hey, Pete, I got a quick question for you on Uzi Susie here. Is she like a Pepsi fan? Because I see she's in front of like a Pepsi sign.
No,
or what looks like a Pepsi sign in one of her images.
she's just like always like around like pop culture. I'll say that.
Okay.
Like kind of like like I think originally I was gonna have each one of like the issue ones, and each of the first printings, she was going to be in front of a Coca-Cola sign, a Pepsi sign, a Sprite, a Fanta, like RC Cola. Like I really wanted to do RC Cola, but
that's cool.
But it kind of like limited what I still might do it.
It sounds like a cool idea. Rex, Levi wants to know when's fulfillment.
Yeah, you tell me. Jay Krager's working on 2-page spread, which I'm giving him. I'm working on the layout for it right now. There's certain things that I want in that, and that is the drawn in tier. And John Dillard's doing 4 pages for the book. And I just removed 3 pages, possibly 4. So I don't know. Sometime early next year, hopefully, February 2nd, we just hit the 10-month mark from when we launched it. So I think we're looking pretty good on the time. I'm waiting for some artwork from Tank Ferret too. He's got the back cover artwork. So yeah, I need to get that. I think he's working on currently a midnight piece for me, and then he'll send me everything. There's a character 2-ton.
I like that midnight character. She's pretty cool.
This was the first appearance of Bog, the first time I drew him. This was February 15th, 2015. That's the first drawing of Bog right there.
Oh, cool.
And then later that day, I drew him like coming over a hill with the moon behind him. This is a look in how I create characters. It's like I'll do heads. If I can do the heads to characters, and get the head right, then I can generally create the character. So we got John Falandes doing Devil Flyer. We got John Dillard doing Inner Man. He's got a 2-page Inner Man story he's going to do, and so actually he's going to have 6. He's going to do cover A. He's done cover A. He's got the content page, and he's got 6 pages in the book. And Rob Ewing's got some work that he's got to do for me. He's got a lot of characters. I got a lot of characters to get in there. So all these characters are going to be in there somewhere as a cameo, and Fembat will be in there as well, because we hope to do Devil Flyer versus Fembat. Apex Comics. Apex Comics, Peter, don't you?
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah.
So all these characters have to be introduced, and I'm going to try and introduce them as quickly as possible.
Are you trying to get first appearances or something?
Well, on the Ashcan, there's like 16 or 17 first appearances, at least cameo appearances, of characters.
Hey Pete, here's your inspired
Yes.
Xenomorph.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Yeah, I still, dude, that looks so cool. Yeah, I still have. Here we go. It's right next to me. Here we
I'm
go.
showing you some.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
the Giger human skull xenomorph,
Yeah.
as intended, the original.
Oh, look at that. What character is that, Rex?
That's modern day silver boa.
Silver
And there's
boa.
a retro silver boa that's in the 30s and 40s. And he will
You
be
have a lot of
introduced-
retro versions of your characters, don't you, Rex?
Well,
Like
I mean,
Devil
it's all
Flyer has
connected.
like a
Like
retro version.
like Midnight is set in the Old West, right? Well, he will meet my assassin Yakuza agent that's in the 30s and 40s. He will meet her grandmother. The retro Silver Boa in 1959, in the death of Silver Boa, his first introduction story on the next campaign will be introduced. That's the title of it, The Death of Silver Boa. I introduced you with him with his last story to the character. And he
That's
meets Cy Marco, who goes up against Devil Flyer in this issue, who is the head of the mob in Chicago. He meets his grandfather. So next time you see his grandfather in the present, he'll be like 80 something years old. He'll be an old man. But back in 1959, he was a young man.
Right on.
So it's all interconnected, you know. And I'll start off with like 6 stories and go to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 till we get to issue 6. And then that's the conclusion of that. And then in the 7th issue, we'll go into the origin of Devil Flyer. Because I'm like, after the big apocalypse conflict and the sort of gathering together of all these heroes into like an Avengers or Justice League team to fight the end of the world, you know, and not only them, but some of the villains.
Infinity War.
Because like my Aquaman Sea Demon, right? Sort of my Superman under the ocean. I don't want to give away too much, but he gets in a relationship with a villainess, and so she fights in the final conflict. There's Sea Demon there. He's all beat up and in a hellish ram, and really
cool.
And this is retro Silver Boa here. He's kind of a little bit more retro in his style. He kind of looks like the Shocker and Grifter,
Shocker, yeah.
somewhat. Yeah. There's modern Silver Boa with an Uzi.
Oh yeah.
But like it's kind of like the Phantom, you know, they passed down their 1911 revolvers to, you know, the next generation. And we got Slaver. He's sort of like a zombie predator. He feeds on the dead, not the living, but there's a story behind that too. And of course, there's Bog.
Nice.
And a little salacious Tata here. There's Lady of the Night of the 1930s and 40s that kind of helps Silver Boa, but there's also a Lady of the Night, which is a stripper in modern times.
I like her already.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Uzi Susie here.
Yeah.
And we got Gilo
all hanging out.
Gilo is kind of a lizard type guy, but this isn't the final view of him. Then another underwater guy, he's that's Sargasso. I've been drawing him recently in some head sketches.
What's his name again, Rex?
Sargasso.
That's awesome. Orgasso.
And then we have the detective. I forget what her name is. She's a British detective, and she's cousins with a friend. She's cousins with Devil Flyer's best friend. Now we have not met her, and we won't meet her till the 0 issue, which will be next issue. I've got a lot to unpack, you know, in this 0 issue, because this is like a prequel, Peter.
Yeah.
That we're doing now, but then we're going to a 0 issue, and then we'll go to a number 1 issue.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's when the countdown begins. That's when we'll go from 6 stories to 5 to 4 to 3 to 1, and then it all rolls into just Devil Flyer. You know, it becomes its own book, you know, with just all these characters wrote into the one story. And then we'll start with and I can tell you 6 is not the conclusion of it. 7, we go into Devil Flyer's origin, because I was like, did he say Orgasmo? No, I did not say that.
That's what I thought I heard the first time. That's why I asked to clarification.
Yeah, Sargasso is a Sargasso Sea is like sea with vegetation, and ships get stuck in it. You know what a Sargasso is, don't you? That's a place where ships kind of get stuck and lost out at sea.
I'd never heard that word before.
Here's a couple pieces that Rob Ewing did. He'll be doing the origin of Bog. He's already done 3 pages of that. The reason I like that is it brought an element of like the swords and sorcery or whatever into the book. The Midnight 2-page that Jay Kreger's doing now brings the Western element to it. So, you know, we're going to be dealing with the Golden Age and back in the West and modern times, and along with the 0 issue, there's going to be Momentum Unleashed, Future Visions, which are the stories are all going to be about the future of Momentum Universe. Now, there will be the death of Silver Boa, which is set in 1959, which is not our future, but it's the future of it's the character's future. And that's a very interesting story. But it won't be the end of, maybe I'm giving away too much, but it won't be
Pete,
the end.
quick question on these
Retro
swords
Boa.
that are coming at her. What color should I color these, Pete?
Oh, I don't know. Like, you can kind of. I don't know. Like, I always
kind of want to stick to your colors a little bit, you know?
Yeah, because like even for like I always do like wild colors. Like here, her Uzis are like they're almost like
yeah, I'd like the green. They're totally whack, and I love it. And so
yeah,
I made some green ones.
Yeah, like if you go through like the accessories of like the
GI Joes,
or like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where like all the accessories were like solid colors.
Yeah,
that's like what the big idea is. It's let's kind of use like limited colors, but use like fluorescence, and then kind of keep it limited.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
This character here, Dirty Joe, he's got a 2-page story, which is kind of like, you remember in the old comics they had text stories. It was mostly text, and they might have 1 or 2 illustrations.
Yeah, that's Jack Kirby gave Stan Lee his first job with a Captain America story in that same way.
Well, that's a 2-page.
Cool. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, that's Geo there, and then
he looks like a little bit like a fourth world Kirby character.
I gotta finish this one. That one's
nice.
Yeah, he was inspired by Kirby. That little zag line through his eyes.
Yeah.
You know how they used to ink? That's exactly how I created the character. He's Jack Kirby inspired. Absolutely.
Who's Jack Kirby?
Get out of here.
What's a Stan Lee, guys? What's a Stan Lee? It's a Leibowitz. Have you ever heard of a Leibowitz?
Sit down. Now, this is one of my cosmic baddies. This is Despair.
Nice.
And if he was colored, he would have like a gold mask on, skull mask. I I don't draw many. This is a public domain character that'll probably show up at some time. The Heat.
Yeah.
He was the first sort of swamp character in comics. The Heat.
Oh.
He was in the Airboy comics and things like that.
Oh, Airboy, yeah.
This is Harbinger.
You know who's got real quick? Who's got a great run for Airboy is Chuck Dixon. Getting back to
that's
cool.
Yep, he does.
The Chuck Dixon Airboy is legit. That's cool too. I like that character. Very nice. I like that one too.
Yeah, I've been busy. I've been doing these since, well, really before February, really. But on this type of paper, this multimedia paper, I've been.
What colors are her eyes?
I don't even know. I usually kind of
the past and send out the rest.
Maybe blue. I think they're blue.
Okay.
They're same color as her hair.
Yeah.
Rex. I've been trying to keep track of you, but it's tough because it's either you're busy watching everyone's channel or you're busy doing stuff. Yeah.
I get it.
Hold on for a second. I'll be right back.
I'm the same way. We've been over on Shadowhawk's channel. We'll be over there till the 9th, and on the 9th we'll be back on my channel. We've been over on his channel for like 13 days. We'll be over there, and then we're going to switch back over to my channel.
I didn't even know Shadowhawk had his own channel.
Yeah. Well, he hadn't done much with it, so we, hopefully get some new subscribers for him, and
you just got to keep going. One of my friends in Jersey just launched, his own thing, and he's been him and his friend. They're like hardcore recording a couple times a week, doing a couple hours. And I think it's like part podcast, but they launch and stuff, and a couple weeks go by, and it's like they got, oh, that's cool. Oh, I like the Cyberfrog too.
Yeah, this is a birthday card that I've never sent to Ethan. I keep missing the birthday. I haven't finished it. I want to put a bunch of my characters in there, and I've got Bog and another character called Zob in there, and I put Cyberfrog in the bottom there, but I need to finish that and send it off to him. But I get it, man. I get it. I'm the same way.
And it's just tough. But even my buddy, like all this stuff, they do all this effort, and they have like 13 subscribers.
Yeah,
and it's tough, dude. Like it's really hard to grow if you're not. I don't know. Like it's you can advertise, which is like that does help if you do the AdSense, but even
I'm back.
Oh, that's cool too. I like that.
These are a group called the 43. Some of them, they're all Nazis. They're Nazi experience.
Jesus.
They're
you can't say that too loud. You'll get canceled.
Here's a page layout I did.
They're stormtroopers.
Interesting.
Oh, that's cool
as well.
Man, look, he's already inked half that figure there.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's correct.
So that's Crypt.
He's getting to it.
What's the other guy's name? Pike.
Pike.
Yeah. Are those like your favorite characters?
Nah, I don't know. Like I kind of sometimes I feel like you gotta champion something, and why not have it be like these, like for some of these forgotten like 90s characters?
Not sponsored.
There you go, Budweiser.
There you go. Oh, that's cool.
Here's Midnight. She's my Western character that I'm very excited to do, and then here is Modern Day Mummy, which will be one of the trading cards probably. Double there.
Hey Pete, did you get a chance to see Dan Lawless's Thembat for Apex?
No, I haven't. No.
It's
he
pretty
did
dope.
Trading
It's
card
beautiful.
artwork for him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really dope.
There we go. Cover I did.
Oh,
Talk
nice.
about some Kirby Crackle.
Yeah.
That's your cover, Rex, for Bog?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I could use it for the supplement.
That looks
but
awesome, dude.
I'm not going to use this. I'll
No, why
do
not?
something special. I guess I could use it for that. I have it done, you know.
Why aren't you just drawing your own book, Rex? You're a good artist. You're good.
That's a good question.
Time. I'll
You
be
should
doing
just-
some more.
You should just draw it and write it and everything yourself.
Here's
Rex.
Doc Blaylock's first thing he did for me. This is the Nubian.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh,
A Nubian?
And she's on John Dillard's main cover. There's two women characters, the Nubian here, which is kind of my jungle girl character. And like I said, I want to hit all genres, even romance. You know, we'll work a little romance in the vampires sub story that I've got.
All of the genres.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well,
That's a good question, right, Pete? Why isn't Rex doing his own book all the way? Like,
Yeah,
like
Rex,
the pizza over here. He's
yeah,
making his own comic.
You know, maybe I will. Well, you know, actually, this is Bog possessed by Dirty Joe, hence the red eyes, but in the different look.
Dirty Joe.
Dirty Joe, yeah. Dirty Joe's like a think Spawn as a ghost, as a wraith. Or no, not Spawn, but Venom.
Venom.
Tooth and claw, you know. That's kind of the inspiration for that character. Well, I'll be working on it.
Yeah, just keep going, Rex. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
It's
be
just
working.
that-
You can do it.
Here's
Yeah.
some characters that will. I did this for some kids when I was taking them, and in fact, Shadow's Kiss is in this one right behind Bog with her.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool.
And then
That's cute.
what's Shadow Kiss's power, Rex?
She's kind of like Whisper, you know, sort of ninja.
Yeah. But I don't know if she had like any other abilities, you know.
Not that I know of right now, but you know, healing factor is always a cool thing.
Yeah, and the healing factor helps with storytelling.
Here's a character I need to put in here. The Mechanical Man.
Hey, so what's the story on Uzi Susie, Pete? Like, give me a little. Like, I've read the stuff on your website about her and stuff, but like,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know a whole lot about her.
Like her whole thing is just like, I don't know. She just was like basically a prostitute. She gets thrown.
Oh, I like her already.
Yeah. Yeah, she gets thrown into a yeah. Well, here we can. What do I have? I think hold up.
Well, I know she's got the black guy who's a pimp or Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy, yeah.
Right?
And then she essentially right here.
Scumrag.
Scumrag, yeah. So she gets you know,
Look at those
she gets
9-panel
beat up.
grids. Hell yeah,
There you
splash
go.
page.
She gets beat up, and then Scumrag kind of keeps her around.
Scumrag?
Yeah, Scumrag.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
it.
And then he
Like
he
keeps
drugs
her around like in the basement, tied up in the bed there.
Yeah,
What is
yeah.
going on?
Yeah, and then
What
he
a
he
bastard.
eventually drags her to the river, throws her over because he's done with her, and then when she sinks to the bottom, there's all of these like, you know, canisters, and then she kind of
Oh.
like, you know, kind of maybe like dies, gets resurrected, swims out, and then
Magic
emerges
Mojo. Comic book logic.
as that. Yeah, that's really what it's designed for. You know, like it's just like this. Hey, you know, like it's a scientist. His name's Dr. Octopus. Give him octopus arms. Go with it.
There you
And,
yeah, just go with it. Here you go.
Yeah.
World's Finest Comics #6. Actually #4 with that title, World's Finest. There we go. Nice
Oh,
patriotic
look
cover.
at that. Holy crap.
Cardboard cover. Look at this. Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop ad on the back.
Sweet.
Tootsie Roll's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Here's a character that Frank Frazetta, now he didn't. Bob Powell did this cover, but now Frank Frazetta worked on this character as well. Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Thunder.
Yeah. I
King.
think I have. Oh,
Gorilla
my God.
cover.
Yeah, I was going to do a video where I went through my Frank Frazetta sketch books here. But I think in here he's got some of his like gesture drawings for him are awesome. Like I think I don't know if that's one of them. Like here.
Yeah, you gotta wonder
Oh,
if he
that's
did
awesome.
Tarzan, you know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Kazar was Flip City says, "Good night, guys. See you later."
Later,
here.
Flip.
Peter, did I ever show you, or Omer, have you ever seen the color guide to Avengers #4?
Oh, no way.
I think you showed it. Yeah, I
Oh,
saw
no,
it
look at
last.
that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Different layers.
I was looking for these.
Hey Pete, is Uzi Susie inspired like or kind of like I Spit on Your Grave kind of feel? Like, is it kind of like a revenge story like that?
So part of like my next push is like to really get the website AKAPAD and like get all the like the store segments going.
Yeah.
But part of like the Uzi Susie landing page, I wanted there to be a video where I talk about the inspiration for Uzi Susie. And originally, like if you go into issue 1, see it says welcome to like Scum City. And like this I went back and forth on. See, I had Blake, dead crime lord, right here. And originally it was Drake.
Okay.
And the Drake is the villain from Hobo with a Shotgun. And in the beginning,
What's Hobo with a Shotgun before you continue?
Yeah, Hobo with a Shotgun was a movie that came out of the Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez Grindhouse contest where you could make it. Yeah, you could make.
Never heard of that.
Like as long as you made a Grindhouse trailer, and
it's a Grindhouse. Okay, it's a trailer in the Grindhouse movie thing,
right? But
that's what I was like. That kind of sounds familiar, but okay.
Yeah, that was like the contest one. So the movie, the trailer was for a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun,
right?
And they made a movie out of it. They made Hobo with a Shotgun.
Was it with Trejo?
No, it's with Rutger Hauer.
Oh, okay.
Like,
it's all sounding familiar. It's sounding familiar. Yeah,
see right here, Hobo with a Shotgun.
That's rad, dude.
Yeah. So at that point, like, I love this movie so much. And
I gotta look that up.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, Rex. Yeah, and then like Uzi Susie kind of was like this story of what happens to the city when the Drake is dead, because the Drake is like their crime lord essentially. And it was all like, oh, like Uzi Susie is from the same universe as like Hobo with a Shotgun. And then, but it's still like Toxic Avenger. It's still like the first RoboCop. It's just these like very visceral, like overly violent, like 80s movies like that. And like the violence has to be over the top. The situations for the violence has to be heightened. And it was just like this thing where like, hey, like they don't make stuff like this anymore. And then like Hobo with a Shotgun parlays into a movie called Turbo Kid. Oh, that's cool, Rex. Yeah, and Turbo Kid is right here. Like in the back. See the pin up here, that's Turbo Kid.
And that's a
Like,
real movie too?
Yeah, Turbo Kid's a real movie. Yeah.
Turbo Kid. Holy.
Yeah, it's a good movie too. Like good 80s synth soundtrack.
Oh, I've seen this movie. Yeah, Turbo Kid. Yeah, it was cool. It was a fun movie. Fun ride.
Yeah, it's like, but then they that movie has it's characters called the Plague. And the Plague in that movie are so freaking cool. So it's just like kind of like that's what I wanted to create. And a lot of people compare it to like the Garbage Pail Kids. I've heard a lot on just because of the name. But it fits, and that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Well, it does fit the time, like the 80s, right? Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, and then it was like, like let's use like these colors, like let's use the whole color palette from this era, and the color palette is really around late 80s like action figures.
Yeah, I get it. I get it now.
But yeah, I mean, I gotta build out. I just have to kind of sit down and commit to it. But I'm doing so many other things now. It's just insane. But like the whole idea would be like you can go to the website and everything that's associated with me has its own like landing page and like personal like parts of the stories, and it's just like you can delve into everything Uzi Susie, learn about Uzi Susie, but then also be able to like purchase it. And it's just like stuff that like back in the day, like the old Disney website used to have that about their characters, and like the old Nickelodeon website had
Levi.
like, yeah.
There, Levi. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh, see you, Leaf. That's cool. I like the glowing eyes on that one, Rex.
I'd like to do glow in the dark bookmarks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. There's Slaver.
Oh, that's cool. He's very creepy.
Yeah. And here's Dirty Joe.
Dirty Joe. That's such a good name. That's almost like an Uzi Susie name.
His story is called Crawl Space. There's Slaver coming up out of the grave. He's got that venom.
Slaver? Is that his name? Slaver?
Slaver.
It's a good name.
And there's sort of a violator type character behind Bog there.
Yeah, very cool.
But I've been jiving on Geo because he's kind of like Bog, he's sort of like living rock, so he can have different looks to to kind of experiment with,
always changing his like form.
Right. Yeah, kind of like molten shifting rock and stuff, but he's always got that Kirby zigzag in his face no matter what.
Yeah.
Hey Pete, did I hear you correctly? You're swinging over to Texas?
Yeah, I will
tomorrow.
Dude, no, holy crap, dude, that came together so freaking quick, and it came together because when I originally booked the flight, because it's like I can't do things by myself sometimes. I booked a flight for like January, and I'm like motherfucker. So at that point, I like brought up my one account, gave it to one of the secretaries where I work, and was like, just do this for me. Like, I don't care like what the hell it costs, just like book it. And it took her like a couple tries to get, because I have to come back in Philly on Sunday at around 12 to get picked up for football.
Right.
So, and I'm like, and then like my whole week wasn't planned out yet. So I'm like, I have to leave like late Friday and arrive early on Sunday. So I'll be in Austin like really just for Saturday, like all out Saturday. I think it's raining there. I think it's the weather's a little crappy, but whatever.
Yeah, it was a little misty today, but I'm 5 hours away from Austin.
You're 5. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were 5 or 1. I wasn't. Yeah, you're a bit away.
Yeah.
And where are you? I kind of forget.
The closest big city is McAllen, Texas.
Okay.
It's over by Brownsville where SpaceX is. I'm an hour from Brownsville.
That's right. That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
This is going to be my bog figure when I get him done.
Nice. The bog
Oh,
picture.
cool. Is that something custom you're working on,
Yeah.
Rex?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Hey, Pete. Well, we've been on for an hour and a half. I don't know how much time you allotted, but I know you're a working man, and
they call him a working man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think I can hang for a little bit. Yeah, I'm in a.
Okay.
It's 11:30 here.
Yeah.
I do have to do design work for Haunted Pizza, Mark Poulton. I gotta do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I gotta do work for him. I think he's pissed because I'm late on something, so I got.
Yeah, you better get to that.
Oh, he's got that goth gun girl or something.
Yeah,
like
goth
girl?
gun. Yeah.
That looks cool. I like the name.
I always tell him, I'm like, let me like he's got a couple friends that I'm somewhat acquainted with, that I know, but it's like he separates like his work a lot. Meaning, like one guy does this, one guy does that, which is fine. But I always push him to like let me do your logos. Like I'll do all your logos. Yeah, I'll trade dress everything. Kind of like what I did for Grok Comics for a couple years.
What
comics? Grok.
Grok. Oh, okay.
Yeah, GROK. Let me see here. I think
it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's like these books right here.
Oh,
and
cool.
that's one of my covers right here. But yeah, so all
Grok Comics. They used to be like,
they
Star Grok.
Yeah. So like all of these are like some of his trade dresses that
Devil Flyer made his first cover appearance on one of the Grok comics.
Oh yeah, right, because he has See,
that one right there. That one right there. What is it? Star? What is it?
Starcross Comics.
Starcross, yeah. A Devil Flyer made his first appearance on Starcross, and then they became Grok. I'm not exactly sure why.
Yeah,
but they've been in business for over 20 years.
Yeah, and
probably about 25 years.
Yeah, and like I tried to kind of like I got like different positions around these books up, but I've
read most of their stuff. I got like a big bundle, when I was They've been on Indiegogo, or at least Starcross was before Grok. I think Grok does a lot of Kickstarter.
He just keeps going, and and it's just like he does such a body of work. I don't know how he manages his books because he always has like 20 people working on them,
and he works in public domain characters as well.
Yeah.
Devil Flyer was standing next to the Blue Beetle. Now, they don't call him the Blue Beetle because that's copyrighted, but they called him the Blue Scarab.
Yeah, the Blue Scarab.
But it was Blue Beetle. And he also had Man of War and Catman and Kitten on the cover.
Nice. Yeah, he does these like, I know he's done like, because there was one cover I designed for him that had like Silver Surfer and Rob Liefeld's Prophet and some of his characters, and one and two I couldn't recognize. And no, but Bill's a great guy, and but it's like getting back to some of the stuff we were talking about earlier. It's just like, like when this is like your regular output, and this is very commendable like stuff here, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is your regular output, and you don't break through, like you're doomed. Like you need the background of the big two to really get enough momentum and attention, like in comics. Like like these books not breaking through is as depressing. Like if you're in a relationship and you love someone and you learn that Brad Pitt breaks up with Angelina Jolie.
Do you think it's because they're kind of like Christian comics, that they got a Christian bent to them?
Nah, I don't think so.
No,
because you know why? Because like I can go into, and I'm sure like a lot of the stuff I would go into, Rex, that you might be familiar with, but I can go into a lot of books that have, bad politics, bad religion already rolled into it,
right?
And it doesn't come through, like I don't think this. I think some of it comes through, but
hey,
I
Caleb.
don't think, but like overall though, like he, like it's a lot of work, dude. It's such a amount of work.
Oh, definitely for the lack of recognition that they've been getting with it. Definitely.
And is that one person's art or like what are you talking about breaking through?
No,
as a writer?
he's got various artists that does different things for him.
Yeah, here's like the reading order.
Now the only thing that I would say, when I read most of the back issues before it became Grok, they may have corrected this, but like they did stories where they would start. Maybe they were writing it like people talk, because often they will start, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They will start with a conjunction, but.
Right.
And that's not proper English, but they would put that in the comics, and that kind of drove me nuts.
Yeah.
Because even though people might speak that way, you don't write that way because it looks bad. Yeah. It looks like you don't know what you're doing, No,
there's stuff that like there's things like,
that's the problem I had with Isom.
Yeah.
Back to Isom.
Yeah. He wrote the way he talks, and that was so annoying.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like that's what you expect from like an indie effort, though. You expect a lot of the artwork, a lot of the writing, some of the dialogue, some of the execution to be rough around the edges.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like real indie. I'm talking about people who like have never been involved in comics until the day that they published the comic.
Well, I think the reader's kind of forgiving on that. Like you say, they're like, I can kind of overlook that. Hopefully, I could see they're making an effort, and that hopefully they'll improve in the future. But like some of those early images, you don't know where the story is. I mean, it was all about the art, and it's a hard read. It makes no sense whatsoever. They needed some editors on that stuff, and then I think what hurt them more, I think the enthusiasm was there, but them constantly missing shipping dates, late books hurt their brand. I think
solicited books that were never made.
Crowdfunding, you don't want anything to go extremely late. You know, if I go a little late with this first book, it's more of a financial thing with me.
Yeah.
But it also gives me time to make it a better product, I think, in the end. But after this one, there ain't going to be no late. It's going to be there, as quick as possible. And I don't think we're extremely late right now. I think we've been doing pretty good on the timing, considering we probably had about 85% when we started,
Yeah.
There was nothing to do on the Devil Flyer story. It was all lettered and everything, so inked. So that's a big portion of the book.
Making comics is not easy. It's just not an easy thing. And I guess like that's where there's a side of me that, like you do want comic book people making comics. Period. And getting I've been trying to build a little bit of a pile to do the history of Virgin Comics if you're familiar, like Richard Branson.
Yeah,
the,
I know Virgin.
Virgin
Yeah.
Air. Yeah.
Yeah, and because they had guys like Hugh Jackman, Guy Ritchie, Jenna Jameson, John Woo, and
Right.
it was like this like blitz. It's like here's all these recognizable names, all these celebrities, all these people from media, and let's just blitz the market. And everything's kind of like a movie pitch, and like the quality is there, like just as of the writing and
Right. Colorist and all that.
yeah, like the packaging. It's like these books have arrived.
There was money behind it.
Yeah, and it shows, but at the same time, it's like, like there's just things when you read enough comics, there's things what to do on the page, and it's mystical. Like sometimes it makes no sense, but it makes sense at this time, like in that panel.
Well, I think comics should be inspiring. I think they should spark the reader's imagination. I think a lot of that comes through great characters, great visuals, good characterization of the characters, but also building a personality till really that character takes on a personality. People aren't fully engaged with the character.
That's true.
So you got to have all those elements baked in, and I think a lot of it, you can have bad art, you can have some distractions if you have a great concept for a story. A lot of movies, a lot of bad movies have been made, but they had a good concept behind them. But it didn't quite reach the mark. It wasn't on firing on all cylinders where it was like Lord of the Rings or something.
I beg to differ on the whole thing of making comics is hard. I think making comics is easy. Making a good comic is hard because anybody can make a comic and it can be really shitty, but it doesn't mean it's good.
Well, I mean, you can get really artistic and very minimalistic, and you can churn that stuff out. Like Norwal, I'm not disparaging anything Norwal's doing, but when you go very minimalistic on the art and art sort of artistic and not as detailed like Peter's doing or kind of what I do, you can and when you go
or like what I do,
what's the size of the book too? Is it just a mere floppy? If it's a mere floppy, I can turn out 4 a year probably.
No, it's look, it's I do like Norwal's like style. I think
I like his style too.
I think he has but he's like similar to like a couple like anime like manga and anime artists.
Yeah, it's all cell shading stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to have a confidence to do that, and you have to have a base. And he built his base before he really went to that minimalistic thing, I think.
Yeah, and what is he still around? Like, what's his?
Oh yeah, he's still around. Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't seen him on like anything.
It has morphed over time. I think a lot of people have kind of went underground and they're working on their projects. And they're kind of nose to the grindstone. And so they're not streaming as much as I think they, like I say, I think things have morphed. I think streaming is important, but I think people realize that it's not as important as getting, the product done.
Yeah.
You definitely got to keep out there, and but once you
every day at 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock shadow.
Hey, Fanta.
Hey, Fanta.
Goracle joining us in the house.
But no, and that's a little bit of that, balance. It's like you have to figure out, how do you promote yourself? How do you get yourself out there? But then, make a good book. Make something that people haven't seen before.
Right.
And
if they have, make it fun. I mean, but I think there's a lot of Marvel emulators. I mean, even Aaron Lopresti, not to pick on him, or a lot of these, they're doing Marvel ripoff sort of covers and set up kind of like a Marvel cover. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But I agree with Russ Leach. You know, he said once about stuff like that. Where's the difference from the main two?
Yeah.
You know, yes, the deco box works and the banner across the top works and just the format, you know, works. But do something different. Break out of that. Do, you know, put some thought behind stuff.
It's tough though. Like I was the thing I was working on for Haunted Pizza is I didn't realize, dude, like I designed some of the covers for like the U.S. Assassin, and I didn't even realize that like Mike McCone, the guy that right here,
the artist,
like this guy. I didn't realize that they did so many 90s like tribute covers, like 90s homage covers.
Yeah.
Because the only books I've seen are like the comps that Mark sent me. But I'm putting this book together for him, and there's just like one homage cover like after the next. And it gets to the point where like I think as a publisher, you're paranoid, like you need to sell that book. And the whole homage cover, where and I don't know if you remember this, Rex, but there was a time where a homage cover meant you were ripping off someone. Like it was bad business. It was like it was frowned upon. If you were the artist that did the cover, like John Byrne homaged two of his X-Men covers for Man of Steel, like you know. Like you could homage yourself. Todd McFarlane homaged Spider-Man #1 with that issue 8 cover with the black costume.
Yeah.
Like you could get away with that because you were the one that did the cover. or like I think there was like a Deadpool 11 with Ed McGuinness was like the Action Comics #1 homage, which that's more like in parody because it's like Mad Magazine. But now it's just like so prevalent. And
remember the shadow box? You remember the shadow box covers that like Sandman did?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to work on and today I'm going to I came up with the idea of not just doing the cover but making it a wraparound cover, but make it a collage cover like that with real
cool
with real moss. It'll be use real moss that I've been collecting for a long time and things like that.
You got it, Fanta.
So it'll be like a photographic. You got to think out of the box. I've even been thinking
So are
about,
you against homage covers, Pete?
I've always been against.
Damn.
Always. I think even if you're an artist, what satisfaction do you have?
How are you ever going to come up with something totally original by doing that?
Correct.
You're not.
No, well, it's an homage, right? You're paying respects to the comic lords,
if you say
comic
like
gods
Kirby,
that you love.
I'm not opposed to it, but you know, my main cover done by John was based on. He asked me, "Well, what type of cover do you want?" And I just happen to have an old Atom down here.
Are you talking about John Dillard?
Yeah, John Dillard, where the burst through cover. But we did it. We put our own spin on it where it doesn't. You can't tell that it's homage. You know, it's certainly a burst through cover, but it's he just used that as a starting point and left it at that.
I just think it's like it's so much of an overused tactic now.
It is. I mean, Clint Helinski is really catching hell from a lot of people, just from
Jim Lee
all the homage covers. And
really, he's catching hell for that. I thought he was doing really well with those.
He's doing. I mean, last time I looked, his current campaign was 16,000. He's doing fine, but. A lot of people are saying he's tracing poses and all kinds of stuff. So
there you go.
You don't want to get a reputation or that even started with people. Show something that doesn't have a million Easter eggs and tributes in it. If that's your thing, then you're going to
Well,
catch
I
some
stole the
heat.
pose for this Susie. I don't know from where. I think it was Rob
I
Michael.
backed his Supremes.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I have no idea. I don't
But
remember.
every one of them was either Jim Lee or Todd McFarlane or John Byrne homage cover. They were all homage covers on that campaign.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, but I get that, like, from a publisher at this point, like you're screwed because you kind of have to do it. You do, and yeah, I just don't think it's rewarded anymore.
I think that's a cop out. I don't think you have to do it. I think it's an easy way out.
Yeah,
I want people, yes, you could say, okay, Bog, is that Man Thing? Is that Swamp Thing? No, it's a swamp character, but it doesn't look like either. Yeah, you're going to have some similarities of powers and things like that, but I want people to look at my characters and go, wow, look at the diversity of characters and powers, and they don't look like, you can point out an element here or there that kind of reminds you of something, but that type of character, but they're all neat looking characters, that don't owe too much to any other character that's from any other company. That's what I'm going for. That's why I don't really look at a lot of other stuff, to influence me. I just sit down and I try and create something original every time.
Yeah. No,
it may be a mashup character. Devil Flyer was kind of a mashup character, He was like, well, I kind of like how Kirby did, Black Panther's chisel like fingertips when he and so I kind of added that in the original. I don't think that translated when John did it, and he changed my original design, my helmet design. But
I did notice that when I first saw that image, and I wasn't sure if that was like from your direction or from your like dictation.
He totally changed the face. If there's something that you don't need to change, it's somebody else's character's face. That's the important part,
So, but real quick, Rex, like when that happens, like as a publisher, like why do you accept the artwork? Why don't you change it? Like why don't you be like, look, like you gotta change this.
Well, see, that's the problem I've always had with him. He's a local guy here. He's my neighbor. He lives about 2 blocks from me. Been a designer, but not necessarily. I always wanted to kind of do something in comics, but never quite did anything in comics.
Yeah.
And that's why I haven't worked with him more in the 40 plus years I've known him. Is because he can't help but add his own take and flair to things, and he changes my designs, and I just can't deal with that, so, and he even did it with Devil Flyer. So we'll go with that, but I will lose his facial mask and go back, redesign it. And on the wraparound cover, the Jimmy Reyes wraparound cover, he's got his lower face exposed. So he kind of did his own take. He said, "Is it all right if I do my own take on it?" And I said, "Sure." See what you can come up.
You should have said, "Hell no, Jimmy, little Jimmy, no."
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is something to be. There is something to be.
Alex.
Stick with the original character. Don't change it.
Well, that's always a part of the satisfaction when you work on someone else's character, is like you should always be tasked to like stay on model. Model sheets used to be very that's kind of why, I don't know if you remember when Marvel did, what was it, their handbooks,
their handbooks, right? Yeah,
like these right here, where this was dude, people were so hyped about these because you got the turnarounds, but then if you were an artist working for Marvel, you would get these and you would be like, here, you have to draw a Quasar, or Marvel, like you would have here, draw this guy, draw him like this.
Right.
And if you didn't and you turned in your pages, you would either, have your pages sent to like the bullpen for corrections, or you were told to redo it.
It's like don't mess with Spider-Man's 3 webs on the top of his head, Todd. Why do you keep putting 5, Todd?
Yeah.
Why, Todd?
Yeah.
Because it looks cooler.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sell comics here.
Right.
That's my Rob Liefeld. I'm trying to sell comics here.
And he was selling comics, so there
Hell
wasn't that much that they could really say about that,
No. But it's still kind of like, again, too, though, people look at that stuff and he told a certain story, but like at the like it's almost just like that's why you remove him from the proper book and you put him on the adjective
his own book.
Yeah, and then like you take that book essentially out of the continuity and you just like shut him up.
Let him run wild.
And and they got like, here's the thing, they got what they needed out of him. And they knew that Eric Larson could sell that book, which he did. Yeah. And they like, no one talks about this. Like, they drove McFarlane away. Like, they purposely over edited his work.
Yeah,
because they knew it would frustrate him, and he left, and he caved in. Like, they actually won. And if it wasn't for him trying to create a comic book union and then being friends with Rob Liefeld at the same time, Image would have like never have happened. He was failing to develop his own trading card, like hockey. He wanted to get the NHL license for trading cards, and that failed. Yeah. Like, he got so lucky with Image and then Spawn. Like, right book, right time, period. Like,
definitely. Yeah. And some ideals aren't fully formed. Like, look at Venom. It started out as a black costume. There was no
look at
Deadpool even
look at
thought
Deadpool.
up at that time, but it happened over time that came about. And some things are like that. The ideal may not even be there, but something like the black costumes and it being sort of a living symbiotic costume suggests something like Venom,
Yeah, and the whole thing too is like, I argue that Venom is a Fantastic Four character. He's not a Spider-Man character.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, like Venom was the whole path of Venom finding his way to Peter Parker post Secret Wars was from the Fantastic Four's lab.
Yeah. Right.
And the symbiote had to escape from Reed Richards to find Eddie Brock. Like, like it's almost as much as it's a split character.
Right.
And people forget, like, even something like the Punisher, like how long it took the Punisher to get that miniseries that really did
the Mike Zack miniseries.
Circle of Blood.
Yeah, that's when he really took off,
Right.
But yeah, I mean, he was just a villain, sort of anti. I mean, they leaned into that anti-hero. Dark Knight was becoming popular, sort of the Watchmen, sort of the anti, deconstruct the hero was becoming popular. And they did the same thing with Punisher, and he became, pivoted and made him not just a straight up villain, assassin, but sort of made him an anti-hero, and it worked, Yeah.
No, it did. And like, people kind of forget the path of some of these characters. They kind of forget that the Ghost Rider that really impacted the Marvel universe was Ghost Rider like #2, wasn't Ghost Rider 1. Like, just on the publishing like standpoint. Like, and that's kind of what that's a little bit of the history that really is lost of the true path of some of these characters and how long it takes for them to really catch on. It's rare. It's rare for a character to catch fire. And when you look at all the creations.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes development. It takes, a good foundation. And that's, you know, if I lay a good foundation with the Devil Flyer book and now the supplement and show you portents of things to come in that book, in this a cosmic story that I'm putting together to finish the book now with my cosmic character bystander, then I've done my job. I've pricked your interest for further issues. You know, if I don't do it with this one, I might as well hang it up, you know, because I'm putting everything in the kitchen sink to make this as comprehensive for the reader as I can, to lead them to be interested in backing another book down the road. And, you know, I think I've got the diversity of characters to do so. And I just have to show them off, you know, polish them up a little bit and let it shine.
I don't know. I think Uzi Susie's got you beat there with that Devil Flyer.
Well, maybe
Uzi
so.
Susie's jacuzzis. I'm just kidding, Rex. I'm just kidding.
I think he's just upset, Rex.
It's
like,
a
kick
good
me.
character.
It
You know,
kicked
what
me.
can I say? You know,
Uzi
I need to
is-
sit down and read my copy of it today.
Yeah, it's a quick read. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should take
Well,
your 5 minutes.
I love the ash can. We will return, you know, started out with the Devil Flyer ash can, but we'll get back to that.
I remember like when ash cans were like, you would go to like a comic book show and, you know, all the local indie guys would have like,
Right.
you know, like they would have ash cans that were all printed like local, but they all had different covers and colors, and
Yeah.
and that's why this is also like limited. There's a reason why this is in 24 pages, because like I want to emulate their
How
resource.
many pages is it, Pete?
I think it's like 12 pages of story.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 12 pages.
All meat,
12
no
hours.
bone.
Yeah, and each page is 1 hour or less. So that's, you know, like I have a I have production time for Uzi Susie. I keep it to 1 hour.
Are you putting the highlights on the tatas, Omer?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, look at that. They look like they're gonna pop.
Looks
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm doing.
looks like the plasmatics. You know, she used to put like electrical tape over her tatas,
Yeah.
her nips.
All right, guys. I think I am. Wow, I can't
I'm
believe
still
I did.
saving my pizza rounds.
Yeah. Look. Oh, Rex, do you want an update? Do you
Yeah,
want to
give me an update. Look at that.
So
Greasy
here's
pizza rounds.
Yeah, here's my final run of ones I have to draw. And I recently, like within like the last week or so, I just was like, let me crank. So these are for the smaller ones, I do like turtle adjacent. So this is Zen Intergalactic Ninja. This is supposed to be, there's like a Carnage guy that was in Turtles 5, like Captain Carnage, or I'm forgetting his name, but that's that. This is one of the Archie characters.
Hey Pete, when you're referring to the turtles, are you talking about the Archie run?
Yeah, like this was Mirage. This one is Archie, and he's like a he was like a coyote that was.
I have the whole Archie's run. Whatever it ran through, I have the whole thing.
Yeah, there's like a team of like jungle animals in one of them. Yeah, and then for Rise Up, there was these like angry beavers. So here's 2 of those. I'm not joking. But yeah, and then for the role playing game, they had these almost like screaming eagles. They were military eagles, and there was 4 of them. So very obscure there. And then the rest of the ones that are
I'll be right back.
Here we go. But here's like they're all like characters though. Kang's gonna
Have
be
you ever done Disney's here's a suggestion for you. That's Bebop. That one was Bebop,
Yeah.
was it?
Right here. Yeah.
Have you ever done Disney's Gargoyles?
No, I thought about doing gargoyles for these because they're a little bit adjacent, but at the same time, like they're almost like a little too popular. The only reason I have SpongeBob is because I ended up with the square one.
Yeah.
So I had to do SpongeBob and Patrick.
That must have been like cheese sticks.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's exactly what those were. And then these are some of these.
Well, I was saying I used to get rounds like this back 40 years ago at like a Mexican place. I can't remember what it.
Okay.
I think it was probably used for packing. So I've done like acrylic paintings on these rounds. Of cardboard 40 years ago.
Cardboard is great. This is Bucky O'Hare.
Bucky O'Hare, yeah, that's is that
Continuity Comics?
Yeah, but who drew him?
Gerber. Was it Gerber? Steve Gerber? Or
I was thinking it was he did Micronauts.
Bucky
not
O'Hare?
Art Adams, but Michael Golden.
Maybe I think Golden.
Yeah, Michael Golden did Bucky O'Hare.
Okay. Yeah. So these three are all Bucky characters.
Okay.
And then so I gotta color those, and then the ones that are like good to go. What you've seen some of these, but
well, now you were doing biker mice from Mars, weren't you?
Yeah. They're here. This is the top here is Pirates of Dark Water.
Oh yeah, that didn't end too well, did it? They just kind of ended the series without concluding the story.
Yeah, 2 seasons, I think 20 episodes.
Now what is that?
This is Street Sharks. This is
Street Sharks. I remember Street Sharks. I've got some Street Shark candy dispensers.
Yeah. The original Baxter Stockman here when he was Street Sharks, Toxic Crusader,
Toxic Avenger, yeah.
More no, these are biker mice from Mars here.
Yeah. He's got a great graffiti look, doesn't he, Omer?
Yeah. Rat King.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah.
General Trag, Scumbug. Yeah. And see, like,
I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So the little ones like Joe Eyeball Mukbang came with Joe Eyeball.
Oh, you know what you need to do? Mad Balls.
Oh, that would be good actually.
Yeah. Is that Krang? That's a brain in a jar, isn't it?
No, this is Mutagen Man.
And what's he out of?
He's out of the Turtles. He was just a floating. He was just like almost like a walking like fish tank with floating organs. That was
what was the spinoff? Mutant Animals or Mutagenimals, or do you remember the spinoff?
I remember those. I've got some of that in my collection.
Yeah, and the pizza alien. We have Rocksteady here.
Rocksteady, yeah.
Drag from the inner revamp of the animated series.
Now you did Spike as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Cerberus.
Yeah.
It's just like this one. This is the villain from the animated movie. Which is good, by the way. Rise of has some really good character designs, but this is like really just like an exploration of the goofiness of the.
So when's the art show, Pete? Where are you going to show it?
Yeah, he's got enough there for an art show, a gallery show, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't even know. Who knows?
You just rent a space and put all your shit up, man. That's how they do it in the big cities. Go to NYC.
Yeah.
Sell it all. You'll be like Banksy.
Oh, was that Yashagi Yojimbo?
Yeah, Space Usagi Yojimbo. Space, yeah. Which is where's he at?
He's at the bottom there. He's like one of the last ones you showed.
Yeah, because Space Usagi he was a action figure from the original line.
Oh yeah, was he missing an eye?
Yeah, he had a cybernetic eye. Yeah.
He's got those highlights down, doesn't he? Oh, I like the texture on his bun up there. That's cool.
Oh yeah. And like, well, the thing is though, you can spend as much time on the highlights as you do with the line work. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's really a balance.
Well, you know, light source is what a lot of comic artists don't even deal with.
No, which is weird. Yeah, because even when like for here, for like and the one I was working on tonight, like I work in like double, triple, sometimes even like quadruple lighting.
Light sources, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, even when like it's not just like because like back in the day, even guys like Michael Golden, like this would be just like the center here would be black. And then like the colorist would do like light color, dark color. And like because these are the fine liners are so accessible now, it really changes the way you can bend the light. But then if you're a colorist, like you really have to think about what's happening with these shapes here.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So like you kind of like in your mind's eye, you do both. Like you're kind of coloring it as you're drawing it. And that's just kind of like that's the practice. Like, and that's what you have to be like really disciplined at.
Right.
So I'll finish this one up. Not too much,
it's
though.
looking great. I kind of took lighting into effect with this. You were talking about dividing, the shadow running down his arm there.
Yeah.
And then the shadow from the tree, sort of reflecting off into his body.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you got a darkened area going down the length of his arm and then, the lighting here being dark, taking lighting into effect is kind of key.
Well, you have to. And then like, I guess like I always struggle with, like I have to get better with just like putting black down, like using my blacks better because like to me it's like a cheap shot, but but what it really does it rounds everything and it separates the focal points, and I always tell myself to get better at that aspect.
Yeah,
but it's tough. That's why you keep that's why you keep drawing.
Well, I mean, that's what you mentioned is key, drawing the eye to where it's essential to draw the eye to. And so many people, and color can do that, can distract away from what really is important. Like on this is probably the tatas.
There you go. Yeah, the boobalas.
Let's see that custom figure now that you're blown up all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of my buddies made this for me for my birthday, like maybe 10 years ago.
Is that a G.I. Joe figure? What is that?
Yeah, it's definitely a G.I. Joe figure, and he used
okay.
What's that stuff called? Epoxy to build it up and kind of.
Yeah, it's not bad. It looks cool.
Alex says
it's rough, but
clearly you haven't heard of Emancipation Proclamation.
he did a good job. I mean.
And that's Glitch, your character Glitch.
That's a good name too for a character.
It is, yeah.
Well, thank you. And then, of course, here he is with his MP5.
Yeah, there you go.
Alrighty, folks. I think we're ready to head out of here. Let me unembiggen myself. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on my first stream. I'm hoping to do this on Wednesday, and I hope everybody has an awesome hump day. May you be humping your way to Thursday. And that's all I got to say. As Rex likes to say, keep collecting, but keep collecting indie comics. Go buy yourself some Uzi Susie. Go back Rex's campaign for Devil Flyer and the Bog, and check out his drawn in tier. $160 will get you a lifetime of glory in all his comic books.
Until 175, but who's counting?
175. Alrighty, gents. I'm
I'll
gonna
give you
hit
a
some
discount,
music
sure.
on the way out. And again, Peter, thank you for coming on. And
Good to
Rex,
see you,
thank you
Alex.
for
Good
coming
to
on
see you,
here.
Fanta. So many other
Yes,
people.
thank you,
Caleb.
chat.
Some
See
of
you
them
guys.
already went to bed. Sad, really.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
So
what
much
happened with.
creativity here up on the panel. This was fun. Hope we can do it again, Omer.
Yeah, for sure. You guys will always have an invite. So thank you. And I'm gonna play some videos on the way out. You're more than welcome to stick around and hang out if you want, or take off. Alrighty, gents.
Take off to the great wide north, eh? Alex
Eh?
is up in Canada.
He's
Okay.
a Canuck. All right, if you're wearing headphones, just be aware.
Blow you out. Horsehead.
New meta. New meta. New meta. Best meta to date, I believe. Can't feel my mouse. It just takes some getting used to. Oh, there it is. Here's my mouse. Okay.
The United States will continue to enforce our laws and secure our border. There are legal methods by which migration can and should occur. But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration. And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back. I want to be clear to folks in this region who are thinking about making that dangerous trek to the United States-Mexico border. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. It's got to be great for our country, for our community, for everybody in here, because believe me, we are all suffering, and we're suffering big league, and it's getting worse. A disaster.
But we, as one of our priorities, will discourage illegal migration.
Wrong.
And I believe if you come to our border, you will be turned back.
When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best.
I want to be clear.
They're not sending you.
To folks in
They're
this
not
region
sending
who
you.
are thinking about making
They're sending people
that dangerous trek
that have lots of problems
to the United
and
States
they're bringing
Mexico
those
border.
problems with us.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Do not come.
So strong.
Do not come.
We have made it that way for
Do not come.
which is wreaking
Do
havoc
not come.
all over the world.
Do not come.
People are scared.
Do not come.
You're gonna see some real good things.
Oh.
I'm going to do not. 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 I'm going to
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come. So strong. Oh.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Give this part of me for you. Sand rains down and here I sit, holding rare flowers in a tube. Down in a hole, and I don't know if I can be saved. See my heart, I decorated like a grave. Oh, you don't understand who they thought I was supposed to be. Look at me now, a man who won't let himself be. Down in a hole, losing my soul. Down in a hole. Oh, I wanna be inside. Down in a hole, losing my soul. Down in a hole, feeling so small. Down in a hole, losing my soul. Down in a hole, out of control. I like to fly, but my wings have been so denied.
There it was, the birth of my dick. The most significant thing to ever happen in our species. Now, that makes for some interesting phenomena. My dick begins to grow. My dick. My big-ass dick. The most powerful dick in the world. I've got this big-ass dick. This huge dick. The most powerful dick in the world. Here's what happens. My dick begins to grow. The power to stretch. Earth is turning into and out of my dick. My big-ass dick. The most powerful dick in the world. I've got this big-ass dick. This huge dick. The most powerful dick in the world. To the center of the earth. A stream of atoms. Oops, the wind changed directions. And all of a sudden, you become a victim of my dick. My big-ass dick. The most powerful dick in the world. I've got this big-ass dick. This huge dick. The most powerful dick in the world. You're not supposed to drop your dick. Drop your dick. Drop your dick. Drop your dick. Ever. Ever. You're not supposed to drop your dick. Drop your dick.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it? Guess what day it is? Mike. Mike. What day is it, Mike? What day is it, Mike? What day? Uh-oh.
It's hump day.
Hump day. Hump day. Huh? Anybody?
It's hump day.
Guess what day it is? I know you can hear me. Hump day. Guess what day it is? What day is it, Mike?
Happier than a camel on Wednesday.
Hump day.
Get happy. Get gaga.
It's hump day.
Hump day.
Hey everybody, Psychostick is streaming live concerts Thursdays at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Also, there's this new shirt to cover your flesh with. Check that out and all of our music at psychostick.store. Okay, bye. Also Spotify and that stuff too. Okay, bye again.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Anybody? Huh? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day. Anybody? Uh-oh. Hump day. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Guess what today is? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day. Mike.
This is great. He's making.
Yeah. Honcho. Honda, bigger than that. Let's get it. Budo, 9, 5, 6, yeah. This the RGV anthem. These pesos got them dancing. Feed you to the tigers like my name was Carol Baskin. Dirty South trapping. Don't talk about the past tense. On the spokes making ruckus, chilling in the classics. The RGV anthem. These pesos got them dancing. Feed you to the tigers like my name was Carol Baskin. Dirty South trapping. Don't talk about the past tense. On the spokes making ruckus, chilling in the classics.
Browns of Texas, we born and raised. Ain't no time to play no games. Just like thunder without the rain. Cruising in the line, soaring all these lanes. Sigue para adelante, no pares, no. La vida es duro, pero ten valor. Fúmate un churro como chichichón. Test for corona when I hit the ball. Súbele, súbele, radio, yo quiero escuchar. Yo quiero escuchar. El grito de todo el valle, si vamos a andar. Vamos a andar. No hay nada en este mundo que me vaya a parar. Quiero escuchar.
This the RGV anthem. These pesos got them dancing. Feed you to the tigers like my name was Carol Baskin. Dirty South trapping. Don't talk about the past tense. On the spokes making ruckus, chilling in the classics. The RGV anthem. These pesos got them dancing. Feed you to the tigers like my name was Carol Baskin. Dirty South trapping. Don't talk about the past tense. On the spokes making ruckus, chilling in the classics.
Party so much, I'm burping out confetti. Got my ruca toda wet, como los jetties. Flow so cold, like I wrote them in a Yeti. Put the fire on the map, I did that already. People, they want it, they love it, they need it, they feel it, they ready. The anthem is here. Really be repping the valley forever, no matter the weather, the time of the year. RGV is the place I roll. You gotta dial 956 to call my phone.
This the RGV anthem. These pesos got them dancing. Feed you to the tigers like my name was Carol Baskin. Dirty South trapping. Don't talk about the past tense. On the spokes making ruckus, chilling in the classics. The RGV anthem. These pesos got them dancing. Feed you to the tigers like my name was Carol Baskin. Dirty South trapping. Don't talk about the past tense. On the spokes making ruckus, chilling in the classics.
When Americans think about their own history, they unavoidably think about iconic moments in which the flag is at the center. There have been other symbols that have come and gone over the years. There's the bald eagle, the TV kind of.
Here's the big duck slide and the peanut butter. Don't sucker who actually regrets me. My mother, I can beat us with my Pornhub. Betrayer, you nothing but a hater, cloud chaser. Nah, every twitch night, think she hot, motherfucking with his mugshot. Now, eat a baby, eat a monster. Daddy, girl. Now I take talking God, all these simps always talking shit, yada, yada, yada. When you see me, what you talking about, little beast now? We're laughing cause you burnt out, got no clout, yeah, you whipping at your ass out. Yeah. And you don't, stupid or dumb. Play me like a dummy, like bitch. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Stupid or dumb? Yeah, you got your money, but you're still freaking ugly. Steve, listen, you're not a politician. Yes, I'm a gamer. Also, taxpayer. Ski, yada. Pass me the veto. Send dudes, nutty. Delphine, you nasty. Big Mike, you play. See that? Excited. Cooking, Susan. Bella, I'm right. You're boomer, I'm doing. Guess what? You die sooner. You were thinking I died. Big surprise. I still got the double thick thighs. No lies. I get down and gobble up. With my booty out. She be throwing bubble up. Here's a big duck slide in the peanut butter. Don't sucker who actually regrets me. My mother, I took winners with my porn up. Betrayer, you nothing but a hater, cloud chaser. You're mad. I'm back. Big mad, he's mad, she's mad, big sad, ha ha, don't care, stay mad, Ooh, will buy my OnlyFans, you big Chad, little titties, big ass, and no dad, bathwater sold out, big sad, OnlyFans now to get a big bag.
Come on. Some have them jingles, the fur, the whole club is looking at her. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no. Them baggies, pants, and the Reeboks with the strands. And the riding there, people who need a plan. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no. I ain't never seen none that you go this crazy on like cinnamon dough. Had $1 million vibe in the body to go. Them they told the show. So sexual, she was flexible, professional, taking it to know. Hold up, wait a minute, do I see what I think I will? Did the thing I seen, sure they get low. Ain't the same when it's that glow. Make it rain, I'm making it snow. Hit the pole, I got the bang blow. I'ma say that I prefer them no flow. I'm into that, I love the mythic flow. We can do it back at me, I gave a more. That ain't a problem, I know where we could be at them little bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club is looking at her. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no. Them baggies, pants, and the Reeboks with the strands. And the riding there, people who need a plan. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no. They what I gotta do to get you home. My jeans full of guap and they ready for shows. Got a Lex made back for the 60 ground. Put Tron on the rocks that I'm your mom.
1 stat, come on. 2 stats, come on. 3 stats, come on. Now that's 3 grand. What you think I'm playing? Baby girl, I'm the man. I'm in the rubber band.
That's when I told her next to my shoulder. I knew it was over. That hitty and cola got me like a soldier. She ready for roll, but I couldn't control her. So lucky on me, I was just like a clover. Shorty was hot like a soldier. Sorry, but I had to fold her. Like a pornography folder. She showed her. Bottom jeans, boots with the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no. Them baggies, pants, and the Reeboks with the strands. And the riding there, people who need a plan. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no. Oh, you was worth the money. Your mama took my cash, and I ain't want it back. Oh, she bit that cash. Got her them papers. That's to a bubble. I had to handle that. I was on it, sexy on it, get me shown and make me want it. 2 in the morning, I'm zoning, and them rose bottles foaming. She wouldn't stop, baby, pop. Jordan did that poppin' lock. Had to break off that cloud. Yeah, I was fine just like a glide. Apple bottom jeans, boots, the fur. The whole club was looking at her. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no. Them baggies, pants, and the Reeboks with the strands. And the riding there, people who need a fan. She hit the floor, like you know, so they got no.
We shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose